Welcome to the Daily Vibe casting. Today, the U.S. job market flashes severe red signals. The Pentagon blacklists an AI darling, and a new peptide promises to completely rewrite human biology.
It is a genuinely massive wire today.
It really is. Welcome to today's deep dive into the raw news wire. Our mission here is simple. We are synthesizing today's seismic shifts across hard markets, tech innovation, and culture to figure out exactly what it all means for you.
And we are tracking the real-time data, the viral debates, and the underlying currents driving the economy right now.
Yeah, let's get right into the lead story because the numbers coming out of the labor market are completely resetting the board.
They are.
There's an urgent alert posted by the handle at Dookie from KL. We just saw a structural miss in the labor market.
And not just a minor statistical error.
No, not at all. For February 2026, the baseline forecast was a modest gain of 55,000 jobs. Instead, the wire just confirmed 92,000 job losses in a single month.
Which is staggering.
The timeline is framing this as a monumental shift driven directly by AI automation hitting the enterprise level. The sentiment out there is, well, it's sheer panic.
Look, the panic is entirely justified, though I'd argue it is fundamentally misdirected.
How so?
Anthropic released their March 2026 economic index this morning, and the irony here is, well, it's incredibly thick. For decades, the dominant economic narrative was that robotics would replace manual, blue-collar labor.
Right, the factory workers.
Exactly. While knowledge workers, the ones sitting in air-conditioned offices, were perfectly safe. Anthropic's data flips that completely on its head. The jobs considered safe right now: plumbers, farmers, and electricians.
Because they interact with the physical world.
Precisely. They sit at under a 20% automation risk. Meanwhile, white-collar office roles programming, data analysis, the traditional laptop class are facing an over 70% task automation rate based on current model capabilities.
Over 70%.
It's a wipeout. So the cynical second-order question you have to ask is this just ruthless corporate efficiency at its peak, or is the economy fundamentally breaking? Who actually loses when the laptop class evaporates?
Right, because a consumer-driven economy simply doesn't function if the primary consumers are suddenly made obsolete.
Exactly.
That exact anxiety is blowing up online as we speak. There's a highly viral post from the handle at _DevJNS that captures the mood perfectly.
I saw that one.
Yeah, it's a hypercut Nicolas Cage crying meme, and the caption warns software engineers to wake up and start their farming careers.
Dark humor, but accurate.
Very accurate, and it's driven by a very real product launch. This meme was triggered by Anthropic officially launching the Claude marketplace in limited preview.
This isn't just another chatbot update.
No, from the reactions I am seeing, it's not.
Yeah.
What exactly are they giving enterprise users access to that has developers so spooked?
They are essentially giving enterprises an autonomous engineering department. The Claude marketplace enables companies to procure and integrate AI agents directly into platforms like GitHub, Heroku, and Slack.
So they aren't just suggesting code anymore.
No, they're writing the code, deploying the software, and communicating about the project status across channels. To a lot of developers, it feels like the foundation is falling out from under the tech sector.
But hold on, let's ground this in some historical data. If we reference the 2025 McKinsey report on this transition, they estimated that AI could automate 30 to 45% of coding activities.
Which was their conservative estimate.
Right, but the prevailing narrative has always been that this creates a demand for AI oversight roles. You need humans to architect the systems and verify the outputs, don't you? Doesn't that mean developers just need to adapt?
You're touching on the classic corporate talking point, but let's do the math on that adaptation. Yes, you need highly skilled humans to ensure the AI isn't hallucinating catastrophic security flaws into a production environment. The role of an AI systems manager is booming.
Sure.
But if one oversight manager can suddenly verify the outputs of what used to take 10 junior developers, the sheer arithmetic still dictates a devastating net loss of jobs.
You just don't need the other 9 people.
Exactly. You cannot just retrain an entire cohort of entry-level coders into senior system architects overnight. The entry-level on-ramp to the tech industry has essentially been paved over.
That creates a fascinating tension because while corporate America is aggressively adopting these tools to cut costs, the federal government is suddenly hitting the brakes on who they will actually work with.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah, there's a viral clip exploding right now from the handle of the All In Pod featuring Emil Michael, He lays out the inside story of why Anthropic has officially been designated a supply chain risk by the Pentagon.
Let that sink in for a second.
I know. This is an unprecedented move for a U.S. tech firm, especially one that was previously designated as an early winner under recent White House executive orders.
The context here highlights a deep, deep ideological collision between the West Coast tech mindset and the pragmatic reality of global defense.
According to the timeline broken down in that clip, this tension stems directly from Anthropic's restrictive terms of service, right?
Yes, their internal corporate guidelines actively prohibited certain military simulations. What caused the Pentagon to issue this supply chain risk designation was the realization following an executive's inquiry to Palantir that an AI could potentially issue a mid-operation refusal.
So you're saying the military is worried that an AI might suddenly refuse to process battlefield logistics or threat assessments because of an internal constitution designed by engineers in San Francisco.
Precisely. The defense sector realized that deploying an ideologically constrained model could directly endanger troops in the field if it suddenly decides a prompt violates its safety guardrails during a critical moment. And notice the immediate second-order effects in the market. Companies like xAI and Google are aggressively stepping into the void.
Capitalizing on the friction.
Oh, absolutely. They are positioning themselves as highly cooperative alternatives operating under strict all lawful use standards. They are intentionally aligning with U.S. constitutional and legal priorities rather than Silicon Valley ethics boards.
They are effectively bifurcating the tech ecosystem.
Exactly.
It is a striking realignment in real time. And it contrasts perfectly with a post from The Handle at A16s featuring Palantir CEO Alex Karp.
The timing on that clip is not an accident.
No, it's not. He is on record praising the Department of Defense, calling it America's most meritocratic institution. He points out that it carries a 73% public approval rating across all demographics.
Which is incredibly high for any government body right now.
Right. And he traces that unifying reverence all the way back to integration efforts like Truman's 1948 executive order desegregating the military.
Watching prominent tech leaders openly revere defense institutions as unifying forces while legacy AI darlings get blacklisted for ideological friction, it's a major macro shift. The defense sector knows exactly what it needs, and they won't compromise on capability.
True. But if we zoom out to the macro bureaucratic level, that capability is being suffocated entirely by domestic red tape.
Oh, the building permits.
Yes. Take a glance at the post from The Handle at R0CK3T23. They quote Jeff Bezos from a recent event where he identifies the single most expensive bureaucratic failure in the American economy: building permits.
It is such a massive bottleneck.
He asks a very simple question. Why does it take months and months to get a permit when an AI could analyze a building code and deliver a yes or no decision in seconds?
And the economic toll of that friction is staggering. Studies show permitting delays cost the economy between $100 and $140 billion yearly.
That's just lost capital.
Exactly. But crucially, this isn't just about housing premiums anymore. This friction is directly stalling the physical infrastructure needed for the AI arms race, the data centers.
Because they require gigawatts of power and massive facilities.
Right. So here is the glaring contradiction regulators have to face. The Pentagon is filtering AI vendors for national security advantages, but how can the U.S. possibly win a global AI arms race if it takes a year to get a permit to pour concrete for the servers?
You can't.
The global adversaries we are competing against do not host local zoning board hearings.
We are literally fighting a 21st century technological war with 19th century paperwork.
It's absurd.
And the bureaucracy isn't just slowing down the physical builders. Legacy institutions are actively trying to penalize the innovation that's already out there.
You're talking about the lawsuit.
Yeah. Check out this wild legal backlash posted by The Handle at CGTWEPS. Nippon Life Insurance is actively suing OpenAI for unauthorized law practice.
Unbelievable.
Apparently, ChatGPT gave unlicensed legal advice to a former client who was disputing disability benefits, which prompted frivolous court filings after a settled case. Now, Nippon Life is seeking $300,000 in compensatory damages and a staggering $10 million in punitive damages. They are arguing that the model is effectively practicing law without a license.
This is the inevitable collision. We are attempting to apply strict 20th century professional licensing frameworks to exponential, broadly capable intelligence.
It raises the ultimate question for the legal system this decade.
Who gets regulated first? Are we going to severely restrict the AI models giving specialized legal and medical advice to everyday people? Or are we going to regulate the bureaucracy that is systematically slowing down the builders?
Right now, legacy institutions are using the courts as a defensive weapon.
They are trying to protect their jurisdictional monopolies from a technology that fundamentally bypasses them.
But while the legacy institutions fight over who gets to regulate the technology, the actual cost of building that future is entering complete freefall.
The cost collapse is the real story here.
Let's pivot to the tech and innovation wire, because we're watching a collapse in software and production costs that defies logic. The Handle at Roundtable Space just posted a mind-blowing demo.
I could not believe that video.
We are talking about an entire polished sauce product video. It has cinematic UI animations, perfect voiceover pacing, and brand consistency.
Generated for what? Under $1?
Exactly 99 cents. It was built using VDI's VO 3.1 AI assistant named Lauren.
For an advertising agency that used to charge $20,000 and take 3 weeks to deliver a corporate demo, their margin has just been compressed to literal pennies. That is the zero marginal cost revolution playing out right in front of us.
And it gets even wilder for independent creators.
Hmm.
The Handle at Last Second Sam dropped another bombshell. Lightric's LTX 2.3 open source video model is now running locally on consumer hardware.
Locally, without an enterprise rig.
Yes, we're talking about a standard RTX 5070 Ti graphics card running full production workflows. For anyone not building gaming PCs, that means running Hollywood-level production software on a standard desktop computer.
Without paying a cloud provider a dime for the processing power.
Zero API bills, no queues, just raw local generation right on your desk.
The democratization of creation is profound, but it's not just creative production collapsing in cost, it's operational overhead across the board.
Yes, enterprise communication is being completely rebuilt. The announcement from the Handle at Y Combinator proves it.
The Slack killer.
They backed a platform called Scylla, and the goal is explicitly to kill Slack. Instead of just passive messaging, Scylla uses Claude agents to autonomously monitor channels, respond to queries, and execute complex tasks right inside the chat.
Which eliminates the need for middle management to track project statuses.
Exactly. Plus, the Handle at CB_Doge notes that Grokipedia XAI's crowdsourced encyclopedia just hit 400,000 backlinks. That is significant SEO validation. The timeline shows exponential adoption, threatening Wikipedia's dominance as the default layer of truth on the internet.
Okay, let's inject some necessary friction into this hype cycle.
Let's do it.
The numbers are going up and the computational costs are going down, but we have to ask a fundamental product question. Are we actually building what people want, or are we just flooding the zone with cheap garbage?
That's the billion-dollar question.
Yes, Grokipedia has backlinks, but track the quality backlash happening elsewhere. The Handle at XFreeze posted about the new audio updates for Grok Imagine.
The video looked visually stunning, though.
It did. Completely photorealistic art of a woman amid water lilies. But the replies are entirely filled with users complaining about robotic delivery and persistent grating audio glitches. The visual aesthetics are flawless, but the soul, the actual human resonance, is completely missing.
You bring up a fantastic point about the soul of the product, because that exact missing element is driving massive consumer revolts right now.
The OpenAI devs thread?
Yes. Take a glance at the chaos on the post from the Handle at OpenAI devs. OpenAI tried to launch what looked like a highly positive initiative called Codex for Open Source.
It was a huge giveaway.
The idea was to give selected maintainers free API credits and ChatGPT Pro to help with code reviews and security coverage. It was framed as a huge win for open source enterprise efficiency.
Yet the thread was completely hijacked.
Hijacked by the hashtag Keep40 boycott movement.
Users coordinating a boycott demanding the return of GPT-4o. They don't care about enterprise efficiency or code review credits.
No, they want the empathetic interactions they were used to. They're actively protesting a free developer tool because they feel the AI lost its personality and became too sanitized for corporate use.
It proves that as the cost of raw intelligence approaches zero, the value of connection and perceived empathy skyrockets. The tech giants are ruthlessly optimizing for tokens per second, coding accuracy, and enterprise safety.
But the consumer market is violently pushing back.
Saying, we don't just want a fast calculator, we want the conversational partner you took away from us. It is a profound miscalculation by the tech monopolies regarding what actually drives deep user retention.
Empathy cannot be easily quantified on a spreadsheet, but its absence breaks the product experience.
It does.
We are seeing this intense obsession with optimizing code and digital interactions, but there's an equally intense race to optimize the human body to keep up with it.
Oh, the new peptide.
Have you seen the data on Eli Lilly's new peptide? The handle at TDPN is covering what is being aggressively hyped across the timeline as the trillion-dollar drug. It's called retatrutide.
The numbers are wild.
The Phase 3 clinical trials are showing nearly 29% body weight loss in just 6 months, alongside some partial muscle sparing. That is a staggering medical achievement. Naturally, it is seeing wide off-label adoption in Hollywood and bodybuilding circles for rapid fat loss.
The hype around this peptide is deafening, so let's throw some cold analytical water on it.
Please do.
A 29% weight reduction is unprecedented, but this isn't just a basic weight loss shot, it's a triple agonist. By simultaneously targeting GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon receptors, it is essentially hacking the body's 3 primary metabolic control panels at once.
And the side effects.
If you dig into the December 2025 trial data, it revealed cardiac risks that were entirely absent in earlier drugs like tirzepatide. For someone suffering from morbid obesity, the life-saving benefits outweigh the risks.
Sure, it's a medical intervention.
But for the Hollywood crowd, for the tech executives using subtherapeutic doses off-label just to drop a few vanity pounds, you have to seriously ask if these marginal aesthetic gains for non-obese users are worth the potential long-term physical toll on the cardiovascular system.
We are treating profound biological interventions like they are harmless software updates.
And biology always pushes back.
From biological rewriting to planetary survival, the handle at NASA's box just dropped an update video announcing NASA Force.
Which is a streamlined initiative under Administrator Jared Isaacman.
Right, to recruit high-impact experts and cut through the personnel management red tape. But the real headline hidden in there is that the Artemis II crewed lunar mission is officially slated for April 2026.
We are finally going back to the moon with a crew.
This ties directly into a viral post from the handle at XCorfHub, quoting Elon Musk's fundamental thesis. Humanity must become multiplanetary, or we face eventual extinction. It's framed as a strict binary choice.
If you want to understand why that binary choice feels so incredibly urgent to people right now, read the context debated in the replies to that post.
The doomsday argument.
People are pulling up J. Richard Gott's doomsday argument. If you've tracked existential risk models, you know the math on this is brutal. Based solely on humanity's chronological position in our timeline, the statistical model puts our extinction odds at 95% within the next 8 million years.
That sounds like a long time.
It does, but when you factor in short-term existential risks, like a 16% chance of an AI catastrophe according to recent expert surveys, plus natural hazards, the timeline compresses violently. The aggressive push for Artemis and the Starship program isn't just romantic exploration.
It is a statistically mandated backup plan for the entire species. That is incredibly heavy math to process. But to close out the Culture Wire today, we have to recognize the ultimate human contrast. While some people are mathematically solving for the survival of the species, others are solving pure, unfiltered internet chaos.
I love this story.
The handle at Mr. Beast posted an update that broke the timeline today. After nearly a month of grueling effort, someone named Colin Sanders finally solved the $1 million puzzle hidden inside Salesforce's Super Bowl ad.
The puzzle required decoding intense clues using actual Salesforce tools, right?
Yes, and the reveal video is incredible because Sanders looks battle-worn. He's sweaty, intense, and looks like he just fought a literal war with his keyboard during the FaceTime reveal.
It is the perfect encapsulation of modern internet culture. We have AI systematically automating white-collar work, we have triple agonist peptides radically altering our biology, and we are preparing to colonize the moon to avoid statistical extinction.
Yet millions of people will still spend a month obsessively decoding corporate cryptography for a digital scavenger hunt.
It proves that no matter how advanced or intimidating the macro technology gets, the fundamental human drive to solve a puzzle and win a payout remains the ultimate motivator.
That innate human drive is exactly what we have to hold on to. As we wrap up today's deep dive into the wire, we always look at where the momentum is shifting next. Based on the collisions we've seen today across the job market, government regulation, and AI deployment, what is the hard prediction for tomorrow?
We are going to see a measurable, immediate spike in blue-collar trade school applications this week.
Because of the Anthropic Index.
Exactly. As the stark reality of that economic index sets in, office workers are going to aggressively look for physical, tangible skills that algorithms simply cannot touch. Simultaneously, watch the legacy industries.
The lawsuits.
After seeing Nippon Life Insurance go after OpenAI for unauthorized law practice, every legacy sector, from medical billing to financial advising, is going to file copycat lawsuits against AI models. They will try to sue the future into submission to protect their jurisdictional moats.
A race for the physical trays and a desperate race to the courthouse.
That's where we're heading.
It leaves you with a final, provocative thought to mull over as you navigate your own week. If pure intelligence, complex coding, and even stunning video creation are all becoming practically free to generate on a laptop, what becomes the true scarce resource in your own career? What is the one thing you do that an API cannot replicate? Figure that out and you own the leverage. Thank you for plugging into the Daily Vibecasting. We'll see you back on the wire tomorrow.